Hey guys, Chef Tom here with allthingsbbq.com. I'm coming at you with some really exciting news today. It's the announcement of the Yoder Smokers wood-fired oven. Now this thing is really cool, about as excited as I've been for a new cooking tool in years. It literally turns your pellet grill into a wood-fired oven. We're talking about over-the-top cooking, flames right over the dome, cooking from a super hot pizza stone underneath. You can go as hot as 800 degrees, turning out pizzas in 3.5 minutes, and then you can turn this thing down to 350, which is almost unheard of in pizza ovens, to actually manage that temperature at a lower temperature, not even thinking about feeding the fire because those pellets keep rolling while you're baking stuff like desserts and lasagnas with browning over the top of these items like you've never seen on a pellet grill. It's really exciting stuff. Let's go ahead and set it up. We're going to start by taking everything out of our YS640 pellet grill. All the grates, all the shelves, and the diffuser. So installation of the wood-fired oven is really simple. We're going to start with the heat distribution plate. That goes all the way over to the left side, right above the firebox. You can see you've got an opening here for your flame to come. It's going to lip right underneath this dome that we're going to put on next. And then you've got the actual heat distribution plate. And what this does is these larger holes let a little more heat come up on the right side of your stone and a little less on your left for a really even cooking experience. So next comes the actual oven, the dome part. And you're going to find these little tabs down here, and it locks right into place. And then finally, you've got this stone, which is heavy duty. This is a proprietary blend that the stone's actually made of. It's a 1/2 inch thick. This is as crucial a piece as anything else in this oven. The stone has two distinct sides to it. One on the top here is rough, it's smooth on the bottom. You want to keep that rough side up. Now when it comes to placement of your damper, whether you've got it pushed all the way in because you've been grilling or pulled out because you've been smoking, it doesn't really matter with this wood-fired oven. The tests have shown that the heat remains about the same whether it's pushed in or pulled out, so leave it where it is. And that's it for the installation process. 3 simple pieces. From here, what you're going to want to do is just preheat your grill to whatever temperature you're cooking at. So we're going to start with pizzas, cooking hot. That means we're turning the grill all the way up to 600. We'll give it about half an hour to preheat, which is enough time to go get your pizza toppings going, get your pizzas prepared. And by the time that half hour is up, we should have roughly the same temperature on the stone temperature and the top of the oven, and that's what we're looking for. Well, the oven's been preheating for half an hour now at 600 degrees. I've got a cast iron skillet that's been heating up in here for the last 5 or 10 minutes. This is where we're actually gonna cook our sauce before we cook our pizza. And the cool thing is we can do this right on top, because if I take a temperature reading right here from the top, we're about 600 degrees right now. It's like having an additional burner that you can cook from. We're going to start with some San Marzano tomatoes. Those will cool the pan down pretty quickly here. Goes in pretty hot at first. Throw in a little bit of garlic. A little bit of our Cattleman's Grill Italiano. And that's it. Sauce is reduced down. We're going to pull this off and build some pizzas. So using our classic pizza dough recipe here that you can go find the YouTube video on how to make pizza dough from scratch. I'm going to make sure that we keep it well floured. It's not super cold right now, which means that it can get a little bit sticky. So I might use just a little more flour than I would if it was totally cold. Let gravity stretch that out. A good like 12-inch pizza here. Get it onto our floured peel. Hit it with some tomatoes. We're gonna do a pepperoni pizza for this first one here. We got the big sandwich-sized pepperonis for under the cheese. I'm going to do some low moisture mozzarella on this pizza, although you could do a fresh mozzarella, also get great results with that. I like the way the low moisture browns up. And then on top, we'll do our little pepperonis, our little pepperoni cups. I love these things, like curl up and hold the grease right on top for you. All right. Hitting temps up to 750 right now on the stone. The top's at about 650. So we're gonna slide this right in here on the stone. And we'll go ahead and close the lid up just for the initial part of the cook. Minute and a half into the cook here. Look at that. You can see that back's browning up just a little bit quicker than the front, so we're gonna give it a spin, get everything cooking nice and even. Two and a half minutes now, starting to get some nice brown on top for sure. That bottom, oh man, that's looking great. In fact, we don't want that bottom to go much further, so we'll just give this another 30 seconds or so. I might lift it up to the dome just to get a little bit of flame right across the top. And that's what we end up with. Look at that browning. The way those cups are just crisped around the edges. Nice and crunchy crust. Beautiful 3-minute pizza. You get a cheese pizza loaded up and ready to go in right away here. Takes very little time for this stone to recover, and we're gonna see that here next. That's 2.5 minutes right there. Let's check out the bottom. Oh yeah, plenty of color on the bottom. You can hear the crisp on it. 2.5 minute pizza. So this has got really great structure to it. That bottom looks beautiful, but this dough's still got great chew to it. And the browning on top, it's about as good as it gets. I base my opinion of new pizza restaurants usually on their pepperoni pizza. And if this was my first bite from a new restaurant, I think I'd be going back. It's pretty amazing just to be able to cook a 2.5 minute pizza on a pellet grill. I mean, we're talking about before you were probably putting a stone on your 640, you're baking a pizza for 15, 20 minutes. And while they turn out great, you just never quite get the same browning on top that you can with a pizza oven. Well, now you've got the best of both worlds. You've seen what it can do when it's super hot. And while that's really impressive, equally impressive is what it can do at lower temperatures and the fact that you can cook at lower temperatures. You're not gonna find very many pizza ovens out there where you can set the thermostat and it's gonna hold right at 350 without you doing anything, not feeding any fires or anything like that. You don't even have to think about it. That part of cooking is gone. You can focus on the food, so you can do more things like baking breads, doing lasagnas. I mean, I've done all kinds of stuff in this oven already. We're talking about grilling blackened chicken, we've done steaks, we've done pizzas, we've done lasagnas. I'm gonna show you what we can do at a lower heat range while still getting that really impressive browning on the top. So our skillet's been preheating. The temperature's down to 400 degrees now for the set point. For the lasagna, I want to brown off some ground beef and some Italian sausage. I'm gonna make our kind of red meat sauce right here in the skillet. Add in some onions and some garlic. And we'll throw this inside of the oven to start cooking. Some of that top-down browning on here. But that's looking good, so let's get some more ingredients in here. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of tomato paste, a tablespoon or two of pesto, a little more Italiano in the mix. And next we've got our San Marzano tomatoes. I'm just gonna kind of crush these by hand because they're whole right inside the can before I dump them in. Break them up a little bit. So let's throw that back in the oven and let it cook down a little bit. Ooh, that's looking good. Thickened up, ready to go. Get that covered up and into the oven. It's been about 30 minutes covered, so we're gonna uncover this now, get a little extra browning on the top to finish it off. It's been less than 10 minutes that this has been uncovered, and check out that browning on top. That's amazing. Under 40 minutes for total cook time now. We've got a fully baked, beautiful lasagna with unbelievable browning on that cheese on top. It's not often that Yoder comes out with a brand new product, and I can tell that a lot of time and thought went into creating this wood-fired oven, much like everything else they produce. From turning out pizzas in a matter of minutes that rival the quality of authentic wood-fired pizzas, to being able to control that temperature down low as well and still get the browning over the top. It's all really easy, and in that pellet grill, you're just flipping a switch. Your everyday go-to grill just became your everyday go-to wood-fired oven. So head over to allthingsbbq.com to check it out, or if you have any questions, feel free to chat with our team. All Things Barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.